Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to the Knowledge of the Holy. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good weekend and a good Sabbath. Apologies again for the delay in some posting. I was away this weekend in Cambridgeshire, and then I was also very busy last week with work. So I do apologize, but we continue to do God's work. We're still in Luke chapter 2. On our last episode, we saw how as they went to Jerusalem for the Passover festival, Mary and Joseph, they forgot about Jesus, who stayed in the temple to ask questions and answer questions. And then after a day's journey, they realized that he wasn't there, and then they went back to find him. Which was a total of about 3 days that Jesus was in the temple without his parents. So we continue from verse 46. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto them, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business? And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them. And he went down with them and came to Nazareth, and was subject unto them. But his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and in favor with God and man. And that's the end of chapter 2. But I just wanted to focus on this a little bit. So remember on the last episode, we saw how, they had this parents' anguish. They were quite in a bit of a worry. Where is Jesus? But over here, when they come and say to him, why have you dealt with us? So they're thinking that he stayed back, or they're thinking that he sort of, left them and stayed back, kind of thing. And his answer is, wish that I not be about my father's business. So Jesus knew what he came to do. He knew that it was a mission and a ministry he had to sort of push, work on and gain the knowledge and the wisdom for. Plus, on top of that, when we did our Desire of Ages series, we saw that, it is at the end of the day, the parents' responsibility to make sure the child is with them. And that's something that Mary and Joseph didn't do. They just assumed that Jesus was with the company and they left. But and that's why he said, How is it that ye sought me? So he's sort of saying to them, how did you sought me when, you knew I was about my father's business? So I had a job to do. But at the same time, God trusted Mary and Joseph with Jesus. And in a way, this was a little bit careless on their part. But anyways, no judgment and no admonition on that. But it's just that they should have known a little bit better. See you.